This is the Friday the 16th of May, and we're leaving the last camp we have in Indiana, and we're heading to Illinois.
The work at the Coachman Repair Facility was completed late in the day, but we made it to Prophetstown State Park, which is located just outside of Lafayette, Indiana. We get an early start this morning, as we estimate about an hour-and-a-half drive to the Illinois border. We mentioned in our last video that weather would play an ongoing role throughout our entire trip to the West this year. As we travel from our campsite in Indiana, we approach the town of Farmer City in central Illinois, where things get very interesting.
Are we like in the center of the state?
Pretty much.
Farming.
We do keep our eye on the weather, as high winds and thunderstorms are predicted along our planned route towards Springfield and central Illinois.
Very dusty day in Illinois. Just high winds, 35-mile-an-hour gusts. And this is all like a dust storm.
As we approach the town of Farmer City in Illinois, we notice a very large band of black clouds on the horizon. So we check the weather reports, again, to learn about a complex of thunderstorms along with straight-line winds coming from the southwest.
Sustained wind of 22 miles an hour. Side. It's a big front coming through. Car.
No, definitely not getting out of the car.
Hopefully this isn't like this where we're staying.
We make a quick decision to park next to a gas station convenience store with the van protected from the dust and wind by the building.
Can you see the flag?
Yep. We're in the middle of a dust storm, sandstorm, in southern Illinois, of all places.
Look over here. Trees.
Still going. As the storm hit us, we could hear tornado sirens in the distance, as well as sirens from emergency vehicles heading to multiple crashes occurring on the interstate just a few miles away. That guy's trying to get in his car over there. He's trying to open the door.
Where's this? At the gas pump?
You guys are crazy over there.
I can't get it. It's almost like a derecho. It got darker.
Yep.
You can't even see across the street now.
Nope.
Well, I guess we should sit here for a little bit till it clears
Oh, yeah.
up. I think it's gotten worse.
We're not going out there like that. Look at that. Look how dark it is.
I know. He's got his shirt over his face.
I've never seen anything like this.
What do they call that in the desert when it does this? Habib?
A Habib. Haboob.
Okay, and now it's gotten lighter.
Okay.
Oh, whoa, something went flying.
Something's
through.
flying.
You don't think of tornadoes?
It could be, but I don't think so. It's a straight line wind. It is. You can barely see anything out there.
Yeah, a little bit ago you could see the line of the lines of the trees.
Okay, all these people have decided to park back here and wait it out. Good idea.
Knock the trash can over.
We have been near dust and windstorms in the desert Southwest and know what they can be like, but we never imagined something like this in the middle of Illinois. It was a good hour before the storm passed, before we got back on the road and on our way to Weldon Springs State Park, where we check in for the evening. That dust storm was enough excitement for us today.
It is still windy. I'm trying to hold it still in us.
We learned later that the multiple crashes on Interstate 74 closed that highway for hours. As well, the storm actually expanded to some 40 to 50 miles wide with near zero visibility as it moved all the way to the Chicago area and northwest Indiana.
Leaving Weldon Springs State Park in Illinois, and we're heading to where? Somewhere in Missouri?
Yeah, near Hannibal, Missouri.
Near Hannibal, Missouri. Today is a nice sunny but windy and chilly morning.
So off toward Hannibal we go. First crossing the Mississippi into Missouri. But before that, I better clean the windshield.
Windshield duty. Off we go to Missouri.
In the town of Springfield, the Illinois state capital, we traveled along a section of the historic Route 66. Here we see some of the signage that travelers will see along the route off and on as it eventually makes its way to California. We won't be on it very long today, but as it turns out, we'll rejoin Route 66 in Arizona later on in our travel adventures out west. Our Mississippi River crossing will be on Interstate 72. To make it easy, we jump on the interstate with about 20 miles to the border. The traffic is minimal and the weather is great, so we relax and enjoy the central Illinois scenery. First crossing the Illinois River and then the Mississippi. It's been many years since we were last in Hannibal. We're drawn in by our nostalgia of the place to see if we can remember any of it. We'll drive through town and then stop for lunch. Hannibal was the mid-19th century boyhood home of author Samuel Langhorne Clemens, a.k.a. Mark Twain. Twain drew from his childhood settings for his novels, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Numerous historical sites are associated with Mark Twain and the places depicted in his fictional writings. Heading through the center of town, we can see the Mark Twain Lighthouse at the top of the hill. And below it is a statue of Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer. Just outside of town is the Mark Twain Visitor Center that directs us to Mark Twain's birthplace in the small settlement of Florida, Missouri, and on the shores of the appropriately named Mark Twain Lake. Unfortunately, the museum there, along with the original homestead, are closed the day of our visit. Not open today, it's Sunday. We nevertheless enjoy a short walk and the great views along Mark Twain Lake. All is not lost though, as we find a great campground, settle in over the campfire, and enjoy a delicious steak with campfire roasted potatoes and salad. Yum.
Rick's stoking the fire and cooking dinner. Rick, the master chef, making us steaks and potatoes. I am merely his assistant.
Yep, campfire steak. How is it? Good? All right. All right, time for me to put the camera down and dig in.
Florida.
On our way back to U.S. Route 36, we drive through Monroe, a typical quiet northern Missouri town. We'll now follow Route 36 all the way across northern Missouri. This route follows the historic stagecoach route from Hannibal to St. Joseph on the west side of the state of Missouri. Nowadays, this route traverses what the state has officially dubbed the Route 36 corridor. Having selected U.S. Highway 36 as our route, we assumed, incorrectly, that there would be nothing to see but rolling hills of cornfields and cow pasture land. A closer look at the map led us to consider many interesting and historic sites to stop and visit along the way. So many sites, in fact, that we quickly realized that we would need to be very selective with our choices.
Grazing land now. We were in a bunch of corn.
At the top of our list is the Walt Disney Hometown Museum in the town of Marceline. The museum was established in 2001 to help celebrate the 100th birthday of Marceline's favorite son, Walter Elias Disney. The museum that honors him is located inside the former Santa Fe train depot and contains 10,000 square feet and over 4,000 artifacts that cannot be seen anywhere else in the world. The gift shop at the entrance was enough to keep us busy perusing through racks and racks of Disney souvenirs and memorabilia. The original museum content was built on the personal collection of Ruth Disney Beecher, Walt's sister. Ruth maintained a close relationship with her brothers Walt and Roy, acknowledging their love they both shared for their hometown of Marceline, Missouri. There are several themed display rooms for us to enjoy. Our tour starts with an historic photo history of Walt and his family, his childhood, and home life. The Disneyland theme park history is a fascinating look back. A comprehensive video can be viewed about the history of Disneyland and how it was designed. These are Disneyland local clocks displaying the current local time at Disneyland locations around the world. Mickey Mouse looked quite a bit different in the early years. This character development timeline shows how he progressed to today's well-known treasure. And of course, we have to take a selfie with Mickey himself. Walt Disney first came to Marceline by train when he was 4 years old. Walt said himself that he always loved trains. Trains are thus a recurring theme for Walt, and it shows in his Disneyland creation. It was his plan to build a live history park in Marceline, including a miniature train ride. This room displays miniature replications of famous Disneyland rides and attractions. Well, what a wonderful trip to the Disney Hometown Museum. a museum not to be missed, so if you're in the area, make sure you spend a good half day here. We complete our visit with a walk of the museum grounds. Adjacent to the museum is E.P. Ripley Park. The Disney family visited this park quite often during their time in Marceline. A train locomotive was also donated to the park by the Santa Fe Railroad. With donations by Disney, Ripley Park is also home to the restored Autopia track, a famed Disneyland attraction.
Walt Disney's boyhood home, Main Street. There's a clock at Disney World. Uptown Theater. It's the Main Street that Walt used an example of for the Main Street in Disney World, in Disneyland.
Walt Disney remembered this Coca-Cola wall from his years in Marceline. This mural inspired Disney to build a Coca-Cola refreshment corner, another well-known Disneyland staple. There is so much to see and do along the Route 36 corridor. No sooner do we leave Marceline than we enter the nearby town of Hamilton. We're now in a section of the corridor called the Quilting Trail. It's a quilter's paradise. The city of Hamilton alone has 12 uniquely themed quilt shops. As well, the town is brightly decorated with quilt-themed murals. Beautiful.
Going through Hamilton, the boyhood home of J.C. Penney. There's a little museum here.
And we also learned that Route 36 is given the moniker the American Genius Highway. Our final stop in Hamilton is the birthplace of James Caldwell Penney, the founder of the J.C. Penney department store. Penney's work ethic, dedication, and entrepreneurial spirit has earned him a place on the American Genius Highway, as well as a deserved place in American business history overall. We're only halfway across Missouri. There is so much more to see, so we cannot wait to share with you our next episode as we continue our trip along Route 36 and our journey to the west. We'll see you then.